Now let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. Our first exercise is going to be a slow high knee pull. We're doing this for 40 seconds. Just get those knees going nice and high. As you draw one knee up, those arms are going to come down, tucking those elbows to your sides, driving that knee as high as you can, and then slowly drop that leg back down to the ground as those arms extend over your head, then bring that opposite knee up. Just keep alternating back and forth between those knees. Get a nice tight crunch with those abs at the same time as driving that knee up and pulling those arms down. So just make sure you keep this motion nice and slow. Remember, this is still part of your warm-up. You don't want to do this really quickly. You don't want to start pushing your body before it's warmed up, so take your time. We've got just a few seconds left till we move to our next exercise, which is going to be a crossover toe touch. And switch it. Reaching down to the opposite hand from foot, so that right hand goes down to that left foot, that left hand goes down to that right foot. Keep that back relatively flat, mainly trying to focus on stretching those hamstrings out, warming that hip joint up just a little bit more. So a little bit of rotation through those shoulders. Again, keep those lungs open, move slowly. You don't want to really be pushing yourself on this quite yet. Again, this is just a warm-up. Take your time, nice and slow. Bring that heart rate up just a little bit, bring that core temperature up just a little bit. Got about 10 seconds left till we move to our next exercise. Our next exercise is going to be jogging in place. And go ahead and switch. Just a nice easy jog in place. Get those feet moving. Now as you start warming up a little bit, as your core temperature starts increasing and that heart rate starts increasing a little bit, you can start increasing the intensity that you do this to try to get a little more of a calorie burn out of it. But don't push yourself before you're ready. You want to make sure you're nice and warmed up before you really start increasing that intensity. And just 10 seconds left. Again, try to start bringing up that intensity if you're feeling comfortable. We're moving on to a lateral step plus a pull next. And go ahead and switch. So just stepping back and forth, left to right, kind of kicking that leg back out behind you each time. Now also make sure you're getting those arms going as well. Every single time you step across, you want to bring those elbows back behind you, get a tight squeeze across those rhomboids, the top of that shoulder blade, and then every single time you come back to the center, those arms come forward. Just make sure you're working against yourself. You don't want to just swing those arms back and forth. You want it to be a nice controlled motion where you're working your chest muscles against those muscles across those rhomboids, across those shoulder blades. So really push against yourself the entire time. You've got just a few seconds left until we switch to our next exercise, which is going to be a squat plus a ventral pull. And go ahead and switch. So start with those arms over your head, squat down, those arms come down next to those hips. Stand back up, those arms go back over your head. Again, work against yourself, pulling those arms down at the same time as trying to pull them right back up again, so that shoulder and those lats have to work against each other. Just keep that motion going, all those muscles contracted nice and tight, making sure you're breathing normally. And we've got just about 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going, nice deep squat, really open up that hip joint. We're moving on to the torso twist with the knee next. And let's go ahead and switch on to the next one. This one's going to be a little bit faster. You should be warm enough by now. That heart rate should be up a little bit higher, so you should be able to move through this one a little bit quicker. Make sure you're really getting a good rotation on those shoulders, getting those obliques to work and those abs to work. Now if you have your rotation down properly, you're going to be doing 3 rotations with one knee. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. That third one, that knee comes up to touch that opposite elbow. So right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. Just keep alternating it back and forth. Keep those lungs open. Starting to push yourself a little bit more. We're going to be moving on to butt kickers next. And go ahead and switch it. Move into those butt kickers. Really move quickly with this one. Barely letting that foot touch the ground before you're pulling it right back up again. This is your last exercise with the warm-up, so really push yourself on this one. Try to get that core temperature up really nice and high. Try to get that heart up really nice and high. You want to be sweating by the time you're done with this one if you're not already. Just keep this motion going nice and strong. Again, keep those lungs open. Just breathe as normally as you can. And just about 10 seconds left. Keep it going. Again, really push yourself on this one. We're almost done. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, good job. That is the end of our warm-up. Now we're restarting into when I say jump hit routine. We're doing 12 60-second intervals on this one. Now we're going to be alternating back and forth between those intervals, so one exercise I'm going to be calling out jump, and the next exercise I'll be calling out down. So just listen for which one it is. We're going to be starting off with a jumping jack, and we're going to be doing down on this one, so let's go ahead and get started. Get that jumping jack going. Keep those arms and legs nice and rigid, those core muscles nice and tight. Remember, wait for me to say down, and when I do, you're going to hit the ground, go to a full push-up position, and then get back up, start those jumping jacks again as quick as you can. And down. Good, pop it right back up. Down. Drop to the floor again, right back into those jumping jacks. Just keep it going, making sure you're pushing yourself as hard as you possibly can every single one of those jumping jacks you do. Make sure those muscles are nice and tight. Down. 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 Now we're almost done. Pop it back up as quick as you can. Got a few seconds left to go. Down. And let it relax. Nicely done. Alright, let's go and move on to our next exercise, which is going to be a static squat. So you're going to drop down into a nice low squat, hold it there, and when I say up, you're going to jump as hard as you possibly can, and then drop right back down into that squat. Alright, let's start it up. 60 seconds. Try to drop those hips down nice and low, about knee level if you can. Jump. Good. Squat it right back down again. No break. You're just going to go right back into that squat. Jump. Jump. Good. Drop it down. Hold it. Keep those lungs open. Whatever you do, don't hold your breath. Jump. If you want to, while you're holding this squat, you can do a little bit of a bounce with those hips, just a little tiny bit of a pulse, but try to keep it as steady as you can. I know those legs are going to be burning like crazy, but just try to hold it as long as you possibly can until you hear me say jump again. Jump. 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 Nicely done. That was a quick succession of them. Try to keep those hips nice and low. I know those legs are burning like crazy, but keep pushing it. Jump. We're almost done. Just a few seconds left. Keep those hips down. Really, really push yourself. We're almost there. And let it relax. Nicely done. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to our next exercise, which is just a split jump. It's basically kind of going into a lunge motion, but not really dropping down that low. We're going to be doing the down with this one, so when I say down, you're going to drop down to that push-up position. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start up. Just crossing those feet back and forth. Nice quick motion. It is similar to a jumping lunge where you go down to a lunge motion, but not quite as deep. You're going to kick those feet back and forth, but don't drop all the way down. You want just a little bit of a bend and then kick back really, really quick. And down. Back up as quick as you can. Start right back in. Down. Now remember, the idea is to get down into that push-up position and back up again as quickly as possible. So if you can't quite keep up with this, that's perfectly fine. Just do it at your own pace, but try to move as quick as you can. Down. Keep those core muscles nice and tight, those arms and legs nice and solid. Down. Just keep it going as hard as you possibly can, making sure you're working the entire time. Down. 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 Nicely done. Those are some quick ones. Keep it going. We're almost finished. Down. And let it relax. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and move on to our next exercise, which is going to be a 3 plank jacks plus a butt kicker. We're going to be doing an up motion with this one. So when I say up or when I say jump, you're going to get up off the ground, jump as hard as you can, and right back down. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Remember, 3 plank jacks, 1 butt kicker, and then start it again. And jump. Back down as quick as you can. Start right back into that motion. Keep all those muscles nice and tensed. Keep pushing through it. Jump. Jump. Get up as quick as you can. Nice hard jump. Then right back down again as fast as possible. Just keep those feet moving. Jump. Jump. Now I know this one kills those shoulders, so if those arms and those shoulders start feeling too weak to hold yourself up, then slow the motion down. Rest in between if you need to. Just make sure you're safe, but push it as hard as you can. Jump. And we're almost done. Just a few seconds left. Keep it going. Jump. Under 10 seconds. Jump. Try to get back down as quick as you can. We're almost done. And let it relax. Nicely done. All right, let's go move on to our next exercise, which is going to be a low lateral shuffle. Now we're going to be dropping down to that push-up position for this one, so every single time I say down, drop to that push-up position and back up as quick as you can, getting right back into that motion. And start up. Get those hips nice and low. 3 steps to the side, then 3 steps back again. Down. Drop it down into that push-up position, come right back up again, right back into that motion as quick as you can. Down. Down. Good, get it back up, keep moving as quick as you can, hips nice and low, moving those feet as fast as possible. Down, and get back up nice and quick. Every single time you come up, those hips are going to want to come up really nice and high. Try to force them to stay low. Down. 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 Nicely done. Get back up. We got just a few seconds left. Keep those feet moving. And let it relax. Nicely done. Alright, let's go and move on to the next exercise, which is going to be a sidewinder mountain climber. Now we're going to be back to a jump on this one, so every single time I say up, jump up as quick as you can, and then right back down into that mountain climber. Go ahead and get ready. And start them up. There's a nice quick motion, hopping those feet back and forth, and up. Up. Good. Get right back down as quick as you can. Get those feet moving again as quick as possible. Up. Right back up. Drop back down into that mountain climber, hopping those feet back and forth to a full extension back behind you, then up to the left, back out to that full extension, then up to the right. Just keep alternating back and forth. Up. Now remember, if you can't keep the pace with us, that's perfectly fine. Just go at your own pace. Up. Just make sure you're pushing yourself as hard as you possibly can, moving as quick as possible. Up. 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 And we're under 10 seconds left. Keep it going. We're almost done. Up. Get it back down as quick as you can. And let it relax. Alright, nicely done. We are at the halfway point of this HIIT routine. We're going to give you a 30-second break here. So walk around, grab a drink of water if you need one, pause it if you want a little extra rest. Otherwise, we're going to start into the second half of this HIIT routine in just a few seconds. Alright, our break is just about up, so let's go ahead and get ready for our next exercise, the wall jumps. Now, you don't necessarily need a wall for this one. It's basically just jumping straight up in the air, trying to use those calves more than anything else. Alright, let's go ahead and get ready. And start it up. Down. Good. Right back up again. Switch sides if you're doing against the wall like Kelly is. Keep it going. Remember, trying to focus on using those calves as much as possible. Try to keep that leg as straight as you can. Down. 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 Very good. Bring it right back up as quick as you can. We're over halfway through this. Just keep it strong. We have under 20 seconds left to go. Down. 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 Good. Under 10 seconds left. Keep it going. Down. Get it back up as quick as you can. And let it relax. Nicely done. Alright, let's go and move on to our next exercise, the crisscross knee tuck planks. Now we're back to a jump with this one, so every single time I say up, get up as quick as you can, do a nice hard jump, then right back down into that plank. Let's go ahead and get ready. And start them up. Tucking that left knee to right elbow, right knee to left elbow, just alternating back and forth. Try to keep those shoulders parallel to the ground. Try to keep those hips nice and low. You only want those hips rotating back and forth, not those shoulders. Up. Jump it up nice and quick, right back down to the ground, start back in again, tucking those knees up to those elbows. Up. Jump again, Drop it right back down as quick as you can. Get right back into that motion, tucking those knees up to those elbows. Keep that form nice and solid. We are halfway done. Up. Up. Good. Jump it as hard as you can. Right back down again. I know those shoulders are getting tired on you, but keep pushing through it. We're almost done. Up. Just 10 seconds left. Up. Hang in there just a little bit longer. Up. As your last one, jump it up, get back down as quick as you can, and let it relax. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and move on to our next exercise, high knees. Now we're going to be doing this one with a down, so we're going to be dropping down to the ground to that push-up position, and right back up again, driving those knees. Let's go ahead and get ready, and start up. Down. Starting you off quick on this one, get those feet moving. Down. Drop it down, get back up as quick as you can, drive those knees, get them up as high as you possibly can, up to hip height if you can, higher if possible. Just keep it going strong. Down. Down. Back up nice and quick, drive those knees. Remember, push at your own pace. If you can't keep up with us, that's fine, but you better be pushing at your own maximum pace. Just keep it going as hard as you can. Down. 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 You're doing good. Keep it going. We're 3/4 of the way through this. Just keep pushing as hard as you can. Down. 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 Very good. We're almost done. Just a few seconds left. And let it relax. Nicely done. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next exercise, which is going to be an oblique jackknife crunch. Now we're doing a jump with this one, so you're going to need to roll over onto your stomach to get up from that jump. So whichever leg you have up last, when I say up, you're going to roll that direction and then get up. Alright, let's get it started. Crossing those feet back and forth, left hand to right foot, right hand to left foot. Get a nice tight crunch to the top. And up. Roll over onto your stomach, get those feet underneath you, jump up as high as you can, then right back down, and roll back over onto your back and start again. Up. Roll over to the other side, get those feet underneath you, jump as hard as you can, right back down again. That motion needs to be as quick as you possibly can. Get into those feet and up and back down. Up. Roll it over, get up onto those feet, jump as hard as you can, right back down again, and then get those arms and legs going. Up. Good, get up onto those feet. We are well over halfway through this thing. Just keep pushing yourself, keeping everything nice and strong, those core muscles nice and tight. Up. Up. We're almost done. Just 10 seconds left. Keep pushing through it. Up. Up. Just a couple more seconds. And let it relax. Nicely done. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to our next exercise, which is going to be the double butt kickers. I know this is a rough one, but we can get through it. Now we're going to be dropping down on the ground with this one, so just like the rest, when I say down, you're going to drop down to the ground into that push-up position, and get back up as quick as you can. Alright, let's get started. Hop those feet up to those hips nice and quick. Snap those feet back down, get them underneath you as quickly as you possibly can, then pop them right back up again. Now if those legs start getting too tired, which they might, then you need to switch to a single leg butt kicker. So just doing one leg at a time rather than both at the same time. Just keep it going as quick as you possibly can, keeping that form solid. Down. Make it quick, down and right back up. Down. Keep it going as solid as you can. Down. Down. Drop it down, get it back up as quick as you can. We're over halfway. Keep that motion as solid as you can. Down. Down. We're almost done, 3/4 of the way through this. Got just a few seconds left to go. Down. 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 Drop it down one more time, get it back up, get those feet going. And let it relax. Nicely done. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to our next one, which is going to be a static lunge. We're going to do 30 seconds with one leg forward, then 30 seconds with the opposite leg forward. Holding at the bottom. When I say up, you're going to jump as hard as you can, and right back down to that static lunge. Let's get it started. Drop down with that right leg forward. We're going to be doing this with your right leg forward for the first 30 seconds. Up. Good. Drop it right back down again. Right leg forward. Up. Good. Right back down to that static squat and hold. If you want to do a little bit of a pulse, that's fine. Up. 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 Now we're almost at 30-second mark. When we hit 30 seconds, you're going to switch which leg is in front. Up. And drop it back down. That left leg's going to stay forward this time. So same static lunge, just with that left leg forward. Up. And drop it back down. Remember, left leg forward again this time. Up. 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 Very good. Drop it back down and hold it. We got just about 10 seconds left. Keep it going. Up. Almost done. Up. And let it relax. Alright, nicely done. That was our last exercise for that HIIT routine, which means we're moving on to the cool down and stretch. We're doing 20 seconds per stretch. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first stretch is going to be just a traditional toe touch. So feet just about shoulder width apart, stretch down towards those toes. It doesn't matter if you can actually touch the ground, but just try to get a good stretch on those hamstrings. You should feel it in that lower back a little bit as well. Breathing normally. Make sure you don't have any bouncing going on. You want to just hold that stretch nice and static. If anything, you have a very, very slow pulse back and forth. And let that one relax, moving to a downward facing dog. So hands straight line up those arms from that wrist to that hip. And then a nice straight line through those legs. Try to straighten those legs out as best you can. You might need to bend them just a little bit if you're not that flexible in your hamstrings. Also, try to press those heels down to the ground. And we've got just about 5 seconds left. Hold it for just a little bit longer. Press that chest down towards those toes. And let's go ahead and switch it to a downward dog with a leg raise. So pick that left leg up, open those hips up. So you're actually going to rotate those hips just a little bit. So a little bit of rotation on that torso, keeping that chest down towards that foot still. Arms nice and straight in line with that torso. And just about 5 seconds left till we switch sides. And go ahead and switch it. Drop that left leg, bring that right leg up, tilt those hips open. Keep that chest pressing down towards that foot. Nice straight line to that arm, so straight line from that wrist all the way up to that hip. That leg that you're still standing on, you want to make sure that leg stays as straight as you can control, pressing that heel down towards the ground. Again, about 5 seconds left. Hold just a little bit longer. And let's go ahead and switch it, moving to a warrior pose. So step that right leg forward in front of you. Going to come up onto those feet. That right leg's going to stay pointing forward. That left leg's going to stay across. Keep those hips straight across in line with that right leg. You want your arms up parallel to the ground. Just hold that position in a sort of a side lunge. Nice solid position, no bouncing, just breathing normally, keeping those lungs open. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Just shift off to that opposite side. So lunge with that left knee this time. Point that left toe off to the side. That right foot still facing forward. Again, that torso nice and straight up and down, arms parallel to the ground. Keep those lungs open, just holding that lunge. And just about 5 seconds left. Hold just a little bit longer. And go ahead and let it relax. Let's move back to a downward facing dog. Again, nice straight line from your wrist up to your hip. Nice straight line from your hips down to your ankle. Constantly pressing that chest down towards your feet to keep that line nice and straight from that wrist to that hip. Also try to keep those legs nice and straight and those heels pressed into the ground. Again, if those hamstrings are a little bit too tight, you can always bend those knees just a little bit to help you get into this motion a little bit more. And let's go ahead and switch it into the pigeon pose. That right leg's going to tuck up in front of you. That left leg's going to extend out back behind you. Tilt that chest up really nice and high, looking straight forward. Keep those shoulders drawn down on your back. You don't want to let them shrug up towards your ears. Keep those lungs open, arching back so you feel a good stretch to the front of that torso into those abdominal muscles, that hip flexor on that left side, and that glute on that right side. Just a few more seconds. And let's switch sides. So switch those feet out. That left leg's going to come in front, that right leg back behind you. Again, you're going to feel that stretch to the front of that hip flexor on your right leg, in that glute on that left leg, and through that torso, those abdominal muscles, making sure you're keeping those shoulders pulled down and that chest pushed up and back. And we got just about 5 seconds left. Hold it just a little bit longer. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is going to be a plank calf stretch. So from that plank position, press that left heel down into the ground. That right foot's going to be up off the ground. Just trying to get as much of a stretch on that left leg as you can on that left calf. Now feel free to move around in this position, kind of kicking those hips up, moving left to right to try to find the best stretch on that calf you can get. And let's go ahead and switch legs. Right leg out, left leg over top. Pressing that right heel down towards the ground as much as you can, getting a good stretch on that calf. And just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Let's move to a cobra stretch. So flat down on your stomach. Place those hands by the base of your rib cage. Arch that chest up really nice and high. Keep those shoulders pressed down away from you, trying to let them push up into your ears too much. You want to feel a good stretch to the front of your torso, especially those abdominal muscles, possibly even into those hip flexors. Just arch up as high as is comfortable, keeping those lungs open. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to move on to child's pose. So sit back in those heels, hands out in front of you. Sit all the way back, flatten that chest out towards those thighs. Sit back on those heels as much as you can, stretching those hands away from you. Getting a good stretch to that shoulder as well as that lower back. Just breathe normally, trying to keep those lungs open. Just whatever you do, don't hold your breath. You've got just a few seconds of this one left. And let it relax. Let's go and switch to our next one, which is going to be a deep glute stretch. We're going to start you off on that right leg, so keep that right leg over top of your left, grab behind your left thigh, squeezing it in as close as is comfortable until you feel a good stretch in the glute, that butt muscle of that right leg. You're going to feel this in your right leg even though you're pulling on your left. Just hold that position, breathing normally. Make sure you don't pulse that leg. You want just a nice constant stretch. Just a couple seconds left. And go ahead and switch sides. So bring that left leg over top of your right, grabbing behind that right thigh, squeezing it in. Again, you're going to be feeling this in the glute, that butt muscle of your left leg. And just 5 more seconds. And let it relax. All right, nicely done. This